The tempo ramp offers a unique take on tempo automation. In its simplest form, the tempo ramp provides a simple slow, fast, slow routine that is easy to set up and use. Slow, fast, slow is a common and powerful approach to practicing percussion techniques such as rudiments and permutations, but can also benefit any instrumentalist as they develop new techniques on their instrument. To access the tempo ramp settings, tap the tempo ramp button at the bottom of the screen. The ramp settings are divided into 4 major sections: the ramp, increment, loop, and sounds sections. Right now, we will focus on the first section. The mode selector at the top of the screen allows you to choose between continuous mode and stair-step mode. For now, keep the ramp in continuous mode. The idea behind continuous mode is that you supply a starting tempo and a peak tempo, along with 5 timing settings. Initial hold determines how long the Gnome plays the start tempo before beginning to speed up. Accelerando determines how long it takes for the Gnome to reach its peak tempo. Peak time determines how long the Gnome plays the peak tempo before beginning to slow back down. Retardando time determines how long it takes for the Gnome to return to the start tempo. And final hold time determines how long the Gnome will play the start tempo after returning before ending the ramp cycle. The 5 timing settings can be measured in seconds or beats. Swipe on the time unit menu to choose between the two. For now, let's keep the time unit set to seconds. Let's customize the tempo ramp settings. I'm going to set the start tempo to 100 beats per minute and the peak tempo to 150 beats per minute. For the sake of time, I'm going to set the time values all to 4 seconds. Now that we have the ramp settings we would like, we need to enable the tempo ramp. We can do this in 2 ways. Flipping the switch at the top of the screen will enable the tempo ramp. Another way to enable the tempo ramp is to navigate to the home screen, which we'll do now. Notice the M and R buttons to the left and right of the tempo indicator. These buttons allow you to select between metronome mode and ramp mode. Tap the R to enable ramp mode. You'll notice that the blue tempo tabs transform into the ramp pause button, and some more information appears on the screen. To the left of the tempo indicator, you'll see the ramp range listing along with the peak time setting. To the right of the tempo indicator, you'll see your peak increment settings, and below, your loop settings. Increment and loop are both disabled right now, as you can see. Tap the play button and the ramp will begin. You'll notice that the progress of each phase of the tempo ramp is visible on the home screen. Also important to notice is the change in beat pitch as we move from one ramp phase to another. This audible ramp direction feature only works when channel 1 has at least 3 sounds in its sound set and has no pattern enabled. When the ramp cycle completes, the Gnome stops. This behavior can be changed in the ramp settings screen. We will cover more tempo ramp features in other videos. Ramp settings are saved as part of Gnome preset files, so you can always easily save your settings for future recall.